Hello students and good morning. So now I am doing class for class 10. The topic is right circular cylinder. So in the last online class also we were doing the same topic, right circular cylinder, and in that online class we did some problems on this chapter. So today is the continuation class. So today also we will do some more problems on this topic, right circular cylinder. And in the last class we did question number 16 and now we are doing number 17. Okay. So question number 17 is, it is required to make a plastering of sand and cement with 3.5 centimeter thick surrounding 4 cylindrical pillars, each of whose diameter is 17.5 centimeter. तो यहाँ क्वेश्चन में के दिएको छ भन्दा फेरि चारटा पिलर में प्लास्टरिङ गर्नुपर्छ। त त्यो चारटा पिलर को डायमिटर चाहिँ कति दिएको रहेछ 17.5 सेन्टिमिटर। त त्यसको वरिपरि चाहिँ के गर्नु पर्यो, प्लास्टर गर्नु पर्यो। चारटै पिलर में वरिपरि प्लास्टर गर्नु पर्यो। त्यो प्लास्टर को थिकनेस चाहिँ कति हुनुपर्छ 3.5 सेन्टिमिटर हुनु पर्यो। ठीक छ, यो क्वेश्चन में दिएको छ। त कतिवटा पिलर छ, चारटा पिलर्स। ठीक छ, प्लास्टर गर्नुपर्छ केले, स्यान्ड र सिमेन्टले हामी प्लास्टर गर्छौं। ठीक छ। सो नंबर 1 मा के भन्दैछ, इफ इच पिलर इज अफ 3 मिटर हाइट, प्रत्येक पिलर को हाइट कति हुनु पर्यो 3 मिटर हुनुपर्छ। लेट अस राइट बाय क्याल्कुलेटिङ हाउ मेनी क्यूबिक डेसिमिटर अफ प्लास्टर मटेरियल्स विल बी निडेड। त यसमा चाहिँ कति प्लास्टर मटेरियल चाहिँ चाहिन्छ, हाउ मेनी क्यूबिक डेसिमिटर अफ प्लास्टर मटेरियल्स विल बी निडेड। ओके। त यदि हामीले फिगर बनाउनु पर्यो भने कस्तो टाइपको हुन्छ फिगर भन्दा फेरि यस्तो टाइपको फिगर। ठीक छ, यस्तो टाइपको फिगर एउटा होलो सिलिन्डर टाइपमा हुन्छ। त यो भयो पिलर। त पिलर त पहिल्यै बनिसकेको नै हुन्छ नि हैन, पिलर पहिल्यै बनिसकेको हुन्छ, त्यो वरिपरि मात्रै प्लास्टर गर्नुपर्छ। ठीक छ, पिलर पहिल्यै बनाइसकेको छ, त वरिपरि मात्रै प्लास्टर गर्नुपर्छ विथ स्यान्ड एन्ड सिमेन्ट। थिकनेस चाहिँ कति हुनु पर्यो 3.5 सेन्टिमिटर हुनु पर्यो। अनि त्यसको डायमिटर दिएको छ। त्यो पिलर पहिला ओरिजिनल पिलर चाहिँ यो भित्रको भइगयो। त पिलरको यो ओरिजिनल पिलर चाहिँ भित्रको मात्रै हो। त्यो यो बाहिरको जुन चाहिँ पिलर बनायो त्यो चाहिँ के गरेको, प्लास्टर गरेको। त यसको थिकनेस कति हुनु, थिकनेस भनेको यो राइट, यो थिकनेस चाहिँ कति हुनु पर्यो 3.5 सेन्टिमिटर। सो आई थिंक यू हैव अंडरस्टूड इट। सो व्हाट इज द डायमिटर अफ द पिलर, डायमिटर अफ द पिलर भनेको यो भित्रको है, बाहिरको होइन। ठीक छ, यो भित्रको यो जुन चाहिँ डायमिटर छ त्यसको लेन्थ कति दिएको छ, दिस इज 17.5 सेन्टिमिटर। So what is the diameter of that only pillar without plastering? It is 17.5 centimeter. त यसको थिकनेस कति भयो 3.5 सेन्टिमिटर। बुझ्यो थिकनेस भनेको, यो पनि 3.5, 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 this is 3.5, this is 3.5, this is your 3.5. Is that clear? So this is the thickness of the plaster, that is 3.5 centimeter, right? So in number 1 what is asked here, if each pillar is of height 3 meter, यो प्रत्येक पिलर को हाइट कति छ, प्रत्येक पिलर को हाइट कति छ 3 मिटर छ। So let us write by calculating how many cubic decimeter of plaster materials will be needed. त कति क्यूबिक डेसिमिटर प्लास्टर मटेरियल चाहिन्छ यो चारटा पिलर को वरिपरि प्लास्टर गर्नु भनेर सोध्दैछ। Is the question understood? Now let's do this solution now. Now what is the diameter of the pillar? Let us write it. So diameter of the pillar, what is the diameter of the pillar? It is 17.5 centimeter. त यसलाई रेडियस निकालिहालौं। Therefore its radius, so its radius is equal to 17.5 divided by 2, which is equal to, let us divide it, 2 8s are 16, 2 8s are 16, isn't it? Point 17 minus 16 is 1, 15, 2 7s are 14, 2 5s are 10. It is just like your 2 ले 17.5 लाई divide गरेको ठीक छ so it is 2 8s are 16 17 minus 16 is 1 there is point let us write here point then 5s are no then this is 2 7s are 14 15 minus 14 is 1 if there is decimal point here you can put 0 out here so it is 2 5s are 10 so it is 8.75 centimeter which is equal to now since you have to find out in terms of cubic decimeter you have to find out the answer in terms of cubic decimeter that is how many cubic decimeter plaster materials will be required right so since in terms of cubic decimeter you have to find it so let us convert this centimeter into decimeter अब सेन्टिमिटर देखि डेसिमिटर अलिकति ठुलो युनिटमा जानु पर्यो त ठुलो युनिटमा जाँदा चाहिँ हामीले के गर्नुपर्छ डिवाइड त कति डिवाइड 10 ले that is 8.75 divided by 10 right so 10 ले डिवाइड गर्नु एकदमै सजिलो छ 1 को पछाडी एउटा 0 छ भने माथि डेसिमल पोइन्ट एउटा फिगरको अगाडि सार्नु that is यो पोइन्ट 8 को अगाडि आयो that is 0.875 डेसिमिटर ल यो डेसिमिटरमा चेन्ज भइगयो तर यो कुन चाहिँ रेडियस हो भन्दाखेरि यो भित्रपट्टिको रेडियस है यो भित्रपट्टिको रेडियस कति भएको छ भित्रपट्टिको रेडियस इट इज 0.875 0.875 decimeter I think you have understood it so this is your inner radius that is R1 inner radius let us write it as R1 therefore inner radius so inner radius R1 is equal to 0.875 decimeter okay so what is the thickness of the plaster it is 3.5 centimeter therefore thickness of the plaster is equal to it was 3.5 centimeter 11 decimeter मा चेन्ज गर्नु सेन्टिमिटर मा लाई डेसिमिटर गर्दा 10 ले डिवाइड 3.5 divided by 10 is equal to अब यो पोइन्टलाई एउटा फिगर किनभने यहाँ 1 को पछाडी एउटा 0 छ त डेसिमललाई हामी एउटा फिगर अगाडि लेख्छौं that is 0.35 decimeter it is 0.35 decimeter that is your thickness so I think you have understood it so अब हामी के गर्छौं यो इनर रेडियसमा यो थिकनेस जोड्यो भने के आउँछ आउटर रेडियस हैन त दिस इज योर इनर रेडियस दैट इज 0.875 त्यसमा हामीले यो थिकनेस जोड्दियो भने के हुन्छ दैट विल गिभ यु द आउटर रेडियस सो देयरफोर आउटर रेडियस R2 outer radius R2 is equal to 0.875 मा हामी कति एड गर्छौं 0.35 यहाँ 0 थप्न सक्छौं त कति भयो 5 plus 0 is 5 5 plus 0 is 5 7 plus 5 is 12 right 5 plus 0 is 5 7 plus 5 is 12 2 1 9 plus 3 is 12 2.1 1.25 what is the unit it is the decimeter you know how to add those decimal fractions that is your R2 that is your outer radius so I think you have understood it so you have understood this figure also I think the diagram पनि तिमीले बुझ्यौ होला so what is the height of the pillar it is 3 meter so write down height of the pillar therefore height of the pillar is equal to how much is that height of the pillar is equal to 3 meter is equal to 3 meter the meter लाई हामी केमा लान्छौं डेसिमिटर मिटर देखि डेसिमिटर चाहिँ अलिकति सानो युनिटमा हामीले चेन्ज गर्नु पर्छ त सानो युनिटमा चेन्ज गर्दा चाहिँ हामी जहिले पनि के गर्छौं मल्टिप्लाई गर्छौं त कतिले मल्टिप्लाई गर्छौं 10 ले so 3 into 10 is equal to 30 decimeter 3 into 10 is equal to 30 decimeter that is your height of the pillar okay now so you have understood that figure हामीले जुन चाहिँ डायग्राम बनायौ त्यो डायग्राम बुझ्यो होला so it is just like finding out the volume of the hollow cylinder बुझ्यो किनभने पिलरको वरिपरि मात्रै त प्लास्टर गर्छ हो कि हैन सो हाउ मेनी क्युबिक डेसिमिटर प्लास्टर मटेरियल्स विल बी निडेड यो कसरी निकाल्छ भन्दाखेरि इन दिस केस in order to get how many cubic decimeter plaster materials is needed, you have to find out the volume of the hollow right circular cylinder. It is just like finding out the volume of a hollow right circular cylinder. So what is the formula for volume of the hollow right circular cylinder is equal to, it is pi within bracket R2 square minus R1 square bracket close into H. That is the volume of the hollow right circular cylinder. So this formula, we had done it in the last online class, isn't it? So let us write down the formula now. Therefore, volume of the hollow cylinder, is equal to, what is the formula? Pi within bracket R2 square minus R1 square into H. This is the formula for volume of the hollow cylinder. In order to get the volume of the plaster materials needed, त्यो जुन चाहिँ पिलर छ त पिलरको वरिपरि मात्रै त हामी प्लास्टर गर्छौं नि त त्यो पिलर भित्र त प्लास्टर गर्दैन नि पिलरको बाहिर मात्रै प्लास्टर गर्छ त्यसको थिकनेस कति दिएको छ 3.5 सेन्टिमिटर that means you have to find out the volume of the plaster materials that is needed. So it is just like finding out the volume of a right circular cylinder. Is that clear? So we know the outer radius and inner radius, isn't it? We know the outer radius and inner radius of the hollow right circular cylinder, and we know the height of the pillar also. Okay? So pi bhane kati bhayo 22/7. What is R2 whole square? It is the outer radius, that is 1.225 whole square minus what is R1, that is the inner radius 0.875 whole square. Second bracket is closed. And what is the height? This is 30. Height is 30. So I think you have understood it. Okay. So now let us simplify it. So let us simplify it now. So let us simplify it, which is equal to 22/7. Now, you know the formula. You can take 1.225 as A and 0.875 as B. This is your A square minus B square, which is A plus B into A minus B. Now here, 1.225 plus 0.875 and then A minus B. 1.225 is A, 0.875 is B. That is your A square minus B square, which is A plus B into A minus B. So this is your A plus B. What is A minus B? 1.225 minus 0.875, right? Into 30. So which is equal to 22/7 into, now 1.225 plus 0.875. 5 plus 5, 10, 0, 1. 1 is 8 plus 2 is 10. 0, 1, 1, isn't it? That is your 9 plus 2 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. That is your 2.100 into, now you can subtract it. 5 minus 5 is 0. 12 minus 7 is 5. This is 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. That is 0.350 into 30. Is that clear? So here double zero, this 0 gets cancels. 7 times 0.3. 7 3s are 21, which is equal to 22 into 0.3 is 66. After decimal point there is one figure. You have to write down decimal point before 16. That is your एउटा 6 or decimal laउने. Into, you can multiply it. 30 into 0.35, 0. 3 5s are 15, 5. 1, 3 3s are 9 plus 1 is 10. I think you have understood it. 0, 3 5s are 15, 5. 1, 3 3s are 9 plus 1 is 10. So after decimal point, how many figures are there? Only 2 figures are there. So 0 is already excluded here, right? So after decimal point, there are 2 figures. So you have to write down decimal point before 2 figures from the last one. That 0.5 point. So here 0 gets cancels. So it is 6.6 into 10.5, right? So now you multiply 10.5 into 6.6. 10.5 into 6.6. Let us multiply them. 6 5s are 30, 0, 3, 6 zeros are 0 plus 3 is 3. This is 6 1s are 6. Again, 6 5s are 30, 0, 3, 6 zeros are 0 plus 3 is 3. And 6 1s are 6. 0, 3, 6 plus 3, 9. And this is 6. So I think I've understood it. So after decimal point there is one figure. Here also after decimal point there is one figure. 1 plus 1 is 2 figure. So from the last you have to write down decimal point before 2 figures from the last. That's 0, 3 point. 0 gets cancels, right? So which is equal to 69.3. What is the unit? It is cubic decimeter. So this is for only one pillar. What is the, how many cubic decimeter of plaster materials will be needed for one pillar? It is 69.3 cubic decimeter. तर यहाँ कतिवटा पिलर बनाइँदैछ? 4टा पिलर बनाइँदैछ. त 4टा पिलर को लागि how many cubic decimeter of plaster materials will be needed? You have to multiply this 69.3 by 4. I think you have understood it. Okay. So now therefore volume of plaster materials needed. Volume of plaster materials needed is equal to, यो चाहिँ एउटाको लागि मात्रै, एउटा पिलरको लागि मात्रै 69.3 cubic decimeter, त चारटा पिलरको लागि into 4. So let us multiply it. 4 3s are 12, 2, 1, 9 4s are 36 plus 1 is 37, 3, 6 4s are 24 plus 3 is 27. So after decimal point there is one figure. So you have to write down decimal point before one figure from the last. 277.2 cubic decimeter. So how many cubic decimeter of plaster materials will be needed? It is 277.2 cubic decimeters of plaster materials will be needed. Okay. So now let us write down the answer now. So therefore, so this is the answer now. 277.2 cubic decimeter of plaster materials will be needed. So this is the answer. So this is the answer for the first part. Okay. Now what is the second part given in the question? That is in 17 number 2. If the ratio of sand and cement in the plaster material be 4:1, let us write how many cubic decimeter of cement will be needed. Now ratio of sand and cement is given in the plaster material, that is 4:1. So you have to find out how many cubic decimeter of cement will be needed. Okay. Now for the second part, let us do the second part now. So ratio is equal to, that is sand is to cement is given, isn't it? That is sand is to cement. So which is equal to 4:1. Which is equal to 4:1. So you have to find out how many cubic decimeter of cement will be needed. So let us find it. Okay. जम्मा हामीलाई volume, what is the total volume of plaster materials needed? That is 277.2 cubic decimeter. अब के भन्दैछ? Ratio is equal to sand is to cement. Sand 4, cement 1. Sand is to cement is 4:1. So how many cubic decimeter of cement will be needed now? So let us find out. अब यो 277.2 cubic decimeter लाई हामीले बाड्नु पर्यो यो रेशियोमा, 4:1 रेशियोमा बाड्नु पर्यो. Let us find out sum of the ratio. So sum of the ratio is equal to 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Okay. So volume of cement is equal to volume of cement is equal to, how will you find it? Cement को corresponding number कति छ? 1 divided by 5, that is the sum of the ratio, into total quantity of plaster materials, that is 277.2 is equal to, now you can divide it. The 5 ले 277.2 लाई डिभाइड गर्दाखेरि 5 5 जा 25 okay 7 minus 5 is 2 27 again 5 5 जा 25 7 minus 5 is 2 then 0.2 जानु 5 4 जा 20 फेरि 2 फेरि 0 जान सक्छौ since decimal point is there here since decimal point is there you can add 0 here so it is 5 4 जा 20 so this is cross so it is 55.44 cubic decimeter. So how many cubic decimeter of cement will be required? It is 55.44 cubic decimeter. So let us write down the answer now. Therefore 55.44 cubic decimeter of what? Cement will be needed. So this is the answer for the second part. So in the first part, what is the answer? 277.2 cubic decimeter of plaster materials will be needed. And in the second part, how many cubic decimeter of cement will be required? 55.44 cubic decimeter of cement will be needed. That is the answer for the second part. So I think you have understood it. This question is also very, very important. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 18. So question number 18 is the length of outer and inner diameter of hollow right circular cylinder are 16 centimeter and 12 centimeter respectively. तो एउटा hollow cylinder दिएको छ, you know hollow cylinder isn't it? Hollow cylinder भनेको चाहिँ भित्रपट्टि केही पनि नभएको, भित्रपट्टि चाहिँ खोक्रो भएको, ठीक छ? त त्यो hollow cylinder को outer diameter र inner diameter दिएको छ. Outer diameter दिएको छ 16 centimeter and what is the length of inner diameter? It is 12 centimeter. So now height of the cylinder is 36 centimeter. So what is the height of that hollow cylinder? It is 36 centimeter. Let us calculate how many solid cylinders of 2 centimeter radius and 6 centimeter length may be obtained by melting this cylinder. अब के गर्यो? त्यो जुन चाहिँ hollow right circular cylinder छ त्यसलाई मेल्ट गर्यो, गलायो त्यसलाई तताएर हुन्छ कि के गरेर हुन्छ त्यसलाई गलाएर त्यहाँदेखि सानो solid right circular cylinder बनायो. त त्यो प्रत्येक सानो right circular cylinder जुन चाहिँ solid छ त्यसको रेडियस कति दिएको छ 2 सेन्टिमिटर अनि त्यसको लेन्थ भनेको हाइट कति दिएको छ 6 सेन्टिमिटर. त्यो चाहिँ कतिवटा बनाउन सकिन्छ भनेर सोध्दै छ. एउटा ठूलो hollow right circular cylinder छ जसको outer radius outer diameter कति छ 16 सेन्टिमिटर अनि inner diameter छ 12 सेन्टिमिटर जसको हाइट छ 36 सेन्टिमिटर. त त्यसलाई गलाएर त्यसलाई मेल्ट गरेर सानो solid right circular cylinder बनाइन्दैछ. प्रत्येकको रेडियस कति छ 2 सेन्टिमिटर अनि लेन्थ कति छ 6 सेन्टिमिटर. त यस्तो सानो solid right circular cylinder कतिवटा बनाउन सकिन्छ भनेर सोध्दै छ क्वेशनले. ठीक छ, अब यो निकालौं. त यसमा हामी के निकाल्छौं? भोल्युमको कुरा आउँछ यसमा. गलाएपछि चाहिँ त्यो के भयो? भोल्युम भइगयो. गलाएपछि गलाउँदैछ मेल्ट गरेपछि हामीले के गर्नु पर्छ? भोल्युमै निकाल्नु पर्छ. त solid right circular cylinder सानो solid right circular cylinder बनाइन्दैछ solid खाले, त्यसको पनि हामी के निकाल्छौं? भोल्युमै निकाल्छौं. त यसमा how many solid right circular cylinders can be made भनेर हामी चाहिँ तिमीहरूले जहिले पनि के गर्ने? भोल्युमै निकाल्ने. मेल्ट गर्दैछ भने कि त भोल्युमै निकाल्ने. ठीक छ? So let us find out the volume of the hollow right circular cylinder. So diameter, outer diameter, what is the outer diameter? It is 16 centimeter. So its outer radius its outer radius is equal to 16 by 2, which is equal to 8 centimeter. So outer radius means that is R2. R2 is equal to 8 centimeter. So I think you have understood it. So what is the inner diameter? So inner diameter. So what is the inner diameter here? It is 12 centimeter. So therefore its inner radius is equal to 12 divided by 2, which is equal to 6 centimeter. That is your R1 is equal to 6 centimeter. Is that clear? So what is the height of the hollow cylinder? Therefore, height of the hollow cylinder is equal to, how much is it? That is your, कति दिएको छ यहाँ? 36 centimeter. That is your 36 centimeter. That is the value for h. h is equal to 36 centimeter. So यसलाई मेल्ट गरिँदैछ. यो होलो सिलिन्डरलाई मेल्ट गरिँदैछ मतलब that is गलाइँदैछ. गलाउँदैछ भनेपछि यसको हामी के निकाल्छौं? भोल्युम निकाल्छौं. So therefore volume of the hollow cylinder, volume of the hollow cylinder is equal to, what is the formula? Pi R2 square minus R1 square into H. Okay, so pi लाई हामी के नगरौं त्यतिकै राखौं. Pi within second order. What is R2? It is 8 whole square. This is 8 whole square minus, what is R1? R1 is 6 whole square. Second bracket close into, what is the value for H? It is 36. This is your 36. Pi within bracket. What is 8 square? 64 minus, what is 6 square? 36 into 36, which is equal to pi into, now this is 14 minus 6 is 8. This 5 minus 3 is 2 into 36. So let us write it now as cubic centimeter. This is your cubic centimeter. So what is the volume of the hollow cylinder? Volume of the hollow cylinder is pi into 28 into 36 cubic centimeter. यसको हामीले किन भोल्युम निकालेको त भन्दा फेरि किनभने जुन चाहिँ होलो सिलिन्डर छ त्यसलाई गलाइँदैछ नि त. गलाएपछि चाहिँ गलायो भनेको त हामीले के निकाल्नुपर्छ? भोल्युम. अनि त्यसबाट सानो सलिड सर्कुलर सिलिन्डरहरु बनाइदैछ फेरि. ठीक छ? त प्रत्येकको यो जुन चाहिँ सानो सलिड सिलिन्डर छ यो चाहिँ हामी कतिवटा बनाउन सक्छौं भनेर सोध्दैछ. त प्रत्येक सलिड सिलिन्डरको रेडियस 2 सेन्टिमिटर अनि लेन्थ कति दिएको छ? 6 सेन्टिमिटर. So length of each solid cylinder, what is the length of each solid cylinder? It is 6 centimeter. Its radius, what is its radius? It is given as 2 centimeter. It is given as 2 centimeter. तो यो each solid cylinder को पनि हामी के निकाल्छौं? भोल्युम नै निकाल्छौं. कतिवटा solid cylinder हामी बनाउन सक्छ भनेर सोध्दैछ. त यसको पनि हामीले प्रत्येकको हामी के निकाल्छौं? भोल्युम नै निकाल्छौं. So let us find out the volume of each solid circular cylinder. Therefore volume of each solid cylinder is equal to, यो hollow हैन यो solid हो. Solid भनेपछि के हुन्छ फर्मुला? Pi r square h. Okay? Pi, keep it as it is. What is r? Radius is 2 whole square into, what is the height? Height is 6, right? So which is equal to 2 to the 4, 2 square is 4, 6 are 24 pi. So this is your 24 pi cubic centimeter. Okay? So what is the volume of each cylinder? Each solid cylinder, that is 24 pi cubic centimeter. So how many solid circular cylinder like this can be made? कसरी निकाल्छौ? यो volume of the hollow cylinder लाई हामीले यो volume of the each solid cylinder ले के गर्छ? Divide गर्छ. You can get the number of solid cylinders that can be made. Is that clear? So therefore number of solid cylinders, the number of solid cylinders निकाल्ने मेथड के हो is equal to यो volume of the hollow cylinder लाई यो volume of each solid cylinder ले divide गर्ने. You can get the number of solid circular cylinders. Okay, so number of solid cylinders is equal to volume of hollow cylinder. This is just like a formula. Volume of hollow cylinder divided by volume of each solid cylinder. Volume of each solid cylinder. So I think you have understood it. So which is equal to, what is the volume of hollow cylinder? It is pi into 28 into 36 divided by, this is 24 pi. This is your 24 pi. So you can cancel, pi gets cancels. So which is equal to now, so which is equal to 28 into 36. This is 28 into 36 divided by 24. So you can cancel here, right? The 28 or 24 ma 6 le cancel huncha. 6 4s are 24, or not 6, 4 ले जान्छ हैन, 4 ले जान्छ. 4 6 are 24, 4 7s are 28, right? 4 6 are 24, 4 7s are 28. Now 6 ले फेरि 36 लाई कति टाइम्स, 6 times 6 is 36. That means 7 6 are 42. So how many solid cylinders may be obtained by melting this hollow cylinder? That is 42. So this is the final answer. That is the number of solid cylinders that can be obtained by melting this cylinder, that is hollow cylinder, is equal to 42. So 42 is the final answer. So I think you have understood it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we will do this very short answer type question, and that is your multiple choice question, and this question carries 1 marks. Okay, so question number 1 is, if the length of radii of two solid right circular cylinder are in the ratio 2:3, दुईटा solid right circular cylinder छ, त त्यसको radius को ratio दिएको छ. First cylinder is to second cylinder is equal to 2:3. And their heights are in the ratio 5:3. अनि त्यो दुईटा solid circular cylinder को त्यो दुईटाको height को ratio पनि दिएको छ. First cylinder is to second cylinder कति दिएको रहेछ, 5:3. Then you have to find out the ratio of their lateral surfaces. Lateral surfaces भनेको वरिपरिको surface area. You have to find out the ratio of their lateral surfaces. That is lateral surface area. त त्यो राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर को वरिपरिको एरिया को दुईटा सिलिन्डर को रेशियो निकाल्नु पर्छ. त रेशियो निकाल्दा फेरि कुन चाहिँ करेक्ट अप्सन हो हामीले त्यो चेक गर्नु पर्यो. कुन चाहिँ करेक्ट अप्सन हो हामीले चेक गर्नु पर्छ. ठीक छ. त यहाँ दुईटा सलिड राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर दिएको छ. हामी यहाँ सपोज गरौँ, लेट A1 be the lateral surface area, comma R1 be the radius, and H1 be the height, of first cylinder. त हामीले यहाँ के सपोज गर्यौं भन्दा फेरि फर्स्ट सिलिन्डर को lateral surface area A1, radius R1 अनि height कति छ H1. ठीक छ. So formula लेखौं. What is the formula for lateral surface area of the first cylinder? A1 is equal to 2 pi R1 H1. I think you have understood it. What is the formula for lateral surface area? 2 pi RH. Okay. Here lateral surface area means A1. That is the first cylinder. A1 is equal to 2 pi R ko jagama R1, H ko jagama H1. Similarly for second cylinder, let A2 be the lateral surface. Let A2 be the lateral surface area. Lateral surface area, comma, R2 be the radius. R2 be the radius, and what? R2 be the radius and H2 be the height. H2 be the height of second cylinder. So I think you have understood it. Okay. So now in the question, what is given here? Length of radii of the two solid cylinder are in the ratio 2:3. That is, your R1 is to R2, isn't it? हामीले first cylinder को radius R1 suppose गरौँ अनि second cylinder को radius R2 suppose गरौँ. The by question it is given that R1 is to R2 is equal to, what is it? It is 2:3. This is your 2:3, right? So you can write it in terms of fraction. That is, or R1 divided by R2 is equal to 2/3. Again, their heights are in the ratio 5:3. That is, first cylinder को height को दिशा H1 suppose गरौँ, second cylinder को height को दिशा suppose गरौँ H2. So again by question, their ratio H1 is to H2 is equal to, how much is that? 5:3. So this is your 5:3. So you can write it in terms of fraction, or this is your H1 upon H2 is equal to 5/3. So I think you have understood it. Okay. So now here, this A1 is equal to 2 pi R1 H1. Similarly, what is A2? What is the formula for A2? Let us write it here. What is A2 is equal to? 2 pi R2 H2. R2 is the radius of the second cylinder. H2 is the height of the second cylinder. What is this lateral surface area? It is A2 is equal to 2 pi R2 H2. So let us mark it as number 1 and let us mark it as number 2. So now what is to be calculated? You have to find out the ratio of their lateral surface area. That means you have to find out A1 is to A2. You have to get the value for A1 is to A2. You have to choose it from these 4 options. So which is the correct option out here? Is that clear? So now you have to find out A1 is to A2. That means A1 divided by A2. So let us divide 1/2 now. So let us write here, dividing 1/2. So dividing 1/2, what do we get? So dividing 1/2, what do we get? Therefore, you write down left hand side of number 1 in the numerator. That is A1 divided by. Now write down left hand side of number 2 in the denominator. That is your A2 is equal to, on the right hand side, write down right hand side of number 1 in the numerator. 2 pi R1 H1 divided by, write down right hand side of number 2 in the denominator. That is 2 pi R2 H2. Understood? So let us find it now. So here you can cancel these 2 pi. You can cancel them. Or this is A1 upon A2 is equal to, this is R1 upon R2 into, this is H1 upon H2. Right? So A1 upon A2 is equal to, what is R1 upon R2? It is 2/3. 2/3 into, what is H1 upon H2? It is 5/3. Or now it is A1 upon A2 is equal to 5 2s are 10 divided by 9. So you can write down this fraction in terms of ratio. So, or what is A1 is to A2 is equal to, what is, you write it in terms of ratio. A1 is to A2 is equal to 10:9. Is equal to 10:9. This is the answer. So now which is the correct option here? That is C. 10:9 is the correct option. So number C, 10:9 is correct. 10:9 is correct answer. So I think you have understood it. You can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 2. This is also multiple choice question type. So 19 number 2 is, A number 2 is, if the length of radii of two solid right circular cylinders are in the ratio 2:3. त यहाँ पनि के दिएको छ, दुईटा सिलिन्डरको रेडियसको रेशियो दिएको छ, that is 2:3, and their heights are in the ratio 5:3. त्यो दुईटै solid right circular सिलिन्डरको हाइटको पनि रेशियो दिएको छ, that is your 5:3. Okay, then the ratio of the volumes is ABCD मा कुन चाहिँ करेक्ट हो त्यो निकाल्नु पर्छ. त यसमा पनि हामी अघिको जस्तै मेथड युज गर्न सक्छौं, तर अघिकोमा चाहिँ हामीले ल्याटरल सर्फेस एरिया निकाल्यौं, यसमा चाहिँ हामीले के निकाल्नु पर्छ, भोल्युम्स निकाल्नु पर्छ. त पहिला हामी के गर्छौं, देयर आर टू सलिड राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर्स. त यो फर्स्ट राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डरको हामी के सपोज गर्छौं, रेडियस, हाइट र भोल्युम सपोज गर्छौं. B1, R1 र H1 for first cylinder, B2, R2, H2 for the second cylinder. Okay, so now let us assume it. So let V1 be the volume, let V1 be the volume, comma, R1 be the radius, R1 be the radius, and what, H1, and H1 be the height, and H1 be the height of the first cylinder, okay. त यसमा चाहिँ हामीलाई के को रेशियो निकाल्नु भन्दैछ, भोल्युम को रेशियो निकाल्नु भन्दैछ. अघि चाहिँ हामीले ल्याटरल सर्फेस एरिया दिएको थियो र ल्याटरल सर्फेस एरिया को फर्मुला लेख्यौं. नाउ यू हैव टू राइट डाउन द फर्मुला फर भोल्युम, दैट इज V1. What is the formula for V1 is equal to, it is pi R1 square H1. You know the formula for volume, V is equal to pi R square H. So in this case you replace V by V1, R by R1 and H by H1 respectively. Okay, so let us mark it as number 1. Again, let V2 be the volume, let V2 be the volume, comma, R2 be the radius, R2 be the radius, and H2 be the height, and H2 be the height of the second cylinder, Is that clear? So now let us write down the formula for V2. What is V2 now? V2 is equal to pi R2 square H2. So let us mark it as number 2. Now you know the formula for you know the formula for volume of the cylinder, V is equal to pi R square H. Replace V by V2, R by R2 and H by H2 respectively. And we got V2 is equal to pi R2 square H2. That is your number 2. Now we have to find out the ratio of their volumes. Before that, let us write down the given datas, right? So in this case, in the question it is given that the ratio of their radii is 2:3. That means R1 is to R2 is equal to, what is R1 is to R2? Length of radii are in the ratio 2:3. That means R1 is to R2 is equal to 2:3. Or you can write it in terms of fraction, R1 upon R2 is equal to 2/3. Okay, again ratio of their heights are given, that is, what is H1 is to H2? What is it? H1 is to H2 is equal to 5:3, right? So, or what is their ratio? You can write it in terms of fraction. So this is H1 upon H2 is equal to 5/3. I think you have understood it. Now you have to find out the ratio of their volumes. So you have to divide 1 by 2 in order to get the ratio of the volumes, that is B1 is to B2. B1 is to B2 means B1 upon V2. So how can you get B1 upon B2? Dividing 1 by 2. So write down dividing 1 by 2. So dividing 1 by 2. So हामीले 1 लाई 2 ले divide गर्नु पर्छ. So write down left hand side on number 1 in the numerator. That is V1 upon V2 is equal to, now write down right hand side on number 1 in the numerator now. That is pi R1 square H1 divided by, now write down right hand side on number 2 in the denominator. That is pi R2 square H2. So I think you have understood it. Okay, so let's simplify it. So here you can cancel, this pi gets cancels. So or this is V1 upon V2 is equal to, now it is R1 upon R2 whole square into, and now that is H1 upon H2. Okay, so or V1 upon V2 is equal to, what is R1 upon R2? That is your 2 by 3. So this is 2 by 3 whole square into, what is H1 upon H2? It is 5 by 3. This is your 5 upon 3. Okay, so or let us simplify it. V1 upon V2 is equal to 4 upon 9 into, this is your 5 upon 3. So I think you have understood it. So let us multiply it. So let us multiply them, or V1 upon V2 or V1 upon V2 is equal to 4 5s are 20 divided by 4 5s are 20 divided by 4 5s are 20 divided by 9 3s are 27. 9 3s are 27. What is V1 is to V2? So V1 is to V2 is equal to 20 is to 27. So what is the ratio of the volumes? It is 20 is to 27. So which is the correct option here? B. So B, 20 is to 27 is correct. Is correct. So this is the answer. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 2, 19A multiple choice question type. Question number, this is question number 3. Okay, so this is question number 3. The question is, if the volume of two solid right circular cylinders are same. यहाँ के दिएको छ, दुईटा right circular cylinder छ solid, त्यो दुईटाको volume के छ, same छ. Their volumes are equal. And their heights are in the ratio 1 is to 2. Heights are in the ratio 1 is to 2 भन्ने दिएको छ. First is to second, height is 1 is to 2. First cylinder is to second cylinder. Their heights is 1 is to 2. Then the ratio of the lengths of radii is A, B, C, D मा कुन चाहिँ correct option हो यो हामीले निकाल्नु पर्छ. त हामी अघि जस्तै गरौँ, same method, number 1, number 2 मा गरेछ पाराले गरौँ. The volume है भन्दैछ यहाँ. So let us assume, let B1 be the volume, comma, H1 be the height, H1 be the height, and R1 be the radius, R1 be the radius of the first cylinder, right? So volume को कुरा आउँदैछ त हामी volume को formula लेख्छौं. What is the formula for volume? V is equal to pi r square h. But in this case, V is replaced by V1 is equal to pi, R is replaced by R1 square, then H is replaced by H1. Let us mark it as number 1. I think you have understood it. Okay. Next, अब second cylinder को suppose गरौँ. Volume. Let V2 be the volume. Let V2 be the volume, H2 be the height, H2 be the height, and R2 be the radius. R2 be the radius. R2 be the radius of the second cylinder. Of the second cylinder. Okay. So let us write down the formula for volume in this case also. What is the formula for B? It is pi r square h. So replace V by V2. That is V2 is equal to pi, R is replaced by R2 square, H is replaced by H2. Let us mark it as number 2. But in the question, what is given? Ratio of their heights is 1:2. That means H1 is to H2 is equal to 1:2 is given out here. So let us write it in terms of fraction. H1 upon H2 is equal to 1/2. Now we have to find out the ratio of their radii. तिनीहरुको रेडियाई को रेशियो चाहिँ कति छ त्यो चाहिँ निकाल्नु पर्छ. यहाँ क्वेशनले फेरि के पनि भनेको छ भन्दा फेरि देयर भोल्युम्स आर इक्वल. त्यो जुन चाहिँ दुईटा राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर छ त तिनीहरुको भोल्युम्स पनि के छ इक्वल छ. That means V1 is equal to V2. So let us write here. Now by question V1 is equal to V2. यो दुईटा के हुँदैछ इक्वल हुँदैछ भनेर क्वेशनमै दिएको छ. त V1 कति हो? V1 pi r1 square h1 is equal to what? Is equal to what is V2? Pi r2 square h2. Now here you can cancel this, pi gets cancels. Okay. So now we have to find out the ratio of their radii. So keep the terms containing R1 and R2 on the left hand side and H1 and H2 on the right hand side. So R1 square divided by R2 square, take it to the left hand side. So when you take this R2 square to the left hand side, you should write in the denominator because it is multiplication sign is there. Okay. So it is R2 square is equal to, this is H2 upon H1. So I think you have understood it. Okay. So next. So what will you do now? Or here R1 upon R2 whole square is equal to, what is H2 upon H1? If H1 upon H2 is equal to half, what is H2 upon H1? It is 2 upon 1. This is 2 upon 1. So now we have to find out only R1 upon R2 is equal to square root of 2 by 1. Or this is R1 upon R2 is equal to, this is root over 2 divided by 1. Or you can write it in terms of ratio. R1 is to R2 is equal to root 2 is to 1. So what is the ratio of the radii? It is root over 2 is to 1. That is the correct answer. So which is the correct option out here? It is B. So therefore B root over 2 is to 1 is correct. So this is the answer. That is number B option is correct. That is root over 2 is to 1. So I think I've understood it. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we are doing the next question, that is question number 4. This is from multiple choice question number 4. So question number 4 is, in a right circular cylinder, if the length of the radius is half भनेको आधी भयो, and the height is double height चाहिँ के भयो 2 गुना ज्यादा भयो. So volume of the cylinder will be equal हुन्छ कि double हुन्छ कि half हुन्छ कि 4 times हुन्छ भनेर सोध्दैछ. इक्वल बराबर हुन्छ कि डबल 2 गुना हुन्छ कि हाफ भनेको पहिलाको भन्दा अब आधी हुन्छ कि पहिलाको भन्दा 4 टाइम्स ज्यादा हुन्छ भनेर सोध्दैछ. दैट इज योर भोल्युम. ओके. त पहिला हामी के सपोज गरौँ भन्दाखेरि जुन चाहिँ ओरिजिनल राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर छ त्यसको हाइट र रेडियस सपोज गरौँ अनि भोल्युम पनि सपोज गरौँ. लेट V be the volume. Let V be the volume, comma, R be the radius, R be the radius, and H be the height, and H be the height of the original cylinder, of the original cylinder, of the original cylinder. तो यो original cylinder को volume कति हो था? So volume of the original cylinder will be given by what? V is equal to pi r square h. So what is the volume of the original cylinder? You know this formula, isn't it? That is V is equal to pi r square h. Is that clear? So volume of the original cylinder is V is equal to pi r square h. Okay? तो अब यहाँ क्वेशनमा के दिएको छ भन्दा फेरि अब भन्दै छ रेडियस आधी हुन्छ, हाफ्ड. हाफ भनेको आधी हुँदैछ. नाउ अब रेडियस ओरिजिनल रेडियस आर के हुँदैछ? अब आर इज इक्वल टु हाफ हुँदैछ. नयाँ सिलिन्डरमा चाहिँ यो रेडियस के हुँदैछ? हाफ हुँदैछ. द्याट इज आर इज इक्वल टु हाफ आर. त नयाँ सिलिन्डरमा चाहिँ रेडियस पहिलाको भन्दा आधी हुँदैछ भनेपछि हाफ आर. ओके, हाइट चाहिँ के हुँदैछ? अब हाइट चाहिँ के हुँदैछ? डबल हुँदैछ, 2h. हाइट चाहिँ के हुँदैछ? डबल हुँदैछ. राइट, हाइट चाहिँ के भयो? डबल भइगयो. हाइट चाहिँ के भएछ? डबल भनेपछि ट्वाइस h भयो. लेट V1 be the volume, let V1 be the volume of the new cylinder. Let V1 be the volume of the new cylinder. Is that clear? Let V1 be the volume of the new cylinder. लो अब हेरौँ यो नयाँ भोल्युम चाहिँ कस्तो प्रकारले चेन्ज हुन्छ अब हामी चेक गर्न सक्छौँ. सो फर्स्ट अफ अल यु राइट द फर्मुला फर V1 pi r square h or V1 is equal to pi को pi नै राख्नु पर्यो. r भनेको कति हो? अब r/2, isn't it? Now radius will be half into height चाहिँ डबल भयो 2h. Is that clear? So or V1 is equal to pi into r square by 4 into 2h. So 2 ones are 2, 2 2s are 4, right? Or now this is V1 is equal to half pi r square h. बुझ्दैछ सबले? अब के भयो भन्दा फेरि यो पाई r square h चाहिँ ओरिजिनल भोल्युम भइगयो. That is V1 is equal to half into what is pi r square h? Actually it is V, original volume V. The V1 चाहिँ न्यू भोल्युम भयो. V1 is the new volume, V is the original volume. अब यहाँ हामीले के देख्यौं? V1 is equal to half of V. भनेपछि ओरिजिनल भोल्युमको त आधी पो भएछ त न्यू भोल्युम, हैन? V1 is equal to half V भनेको चाहिँ ओरिजिनल भोल्युमको आधी भयो नयाँ भोल्युम. भनेपछि कुन चाहिँ आन्सर? Volume of the cylinder will be half. This C will be the answer. So I think you have understood it. So therefore new volume is equal to half of original volume. Half of original volume. So which is the correct option? Is it equal? It is double. Is it half or 4 times? It is half. Original volume को त आधी मात्रै भयो नि त यो. बुझ्यौ? So therefore C half is correct. C half is correct. So I think you have understood it. You can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 5. That is also multiple choice question type. So this question number 5 is, if the length of radius of a right circular cylinder is doubled, double भनेको 2 गुना भयो, अब पहिलाको भन्दा 2 गुना भयो नयाँ, and height is halved भनेको आधी भयो हाइट चाहिँ, ओरिजिनलको जति हाइट छ अब नयाँ सिलिन्डरको हाइट चाहिँ त्यसको आधी भयो भनेर भन्दैछ. So the lateral surface area will be what? Is it equal? Is it double? It is half? Is it 4 times? So which is the correct option? You have to check it. So you can use the same method as we have done in the previous problem, that is number 4. In number 4, we have calculated the volume, and in this case you have to find out the lateral surface area. The lateral surface area र curved surface area एउटै हो. Lateral surface area भनेको वरिपरिको एरिया नै हो. Curved surface area र lateral surface area of the cylinder are same. Okay? So in this case, first of all, हामी के गर्नुपर्छ? Original cylinder को radius, height र lateral surface area suppose गरौँ. Let A1 be the, let A, capital A, let capital A, okay? Let capital A be the lateral surface area. Let capital A be the lateral surface area, comma, R be the radius, R be the radius, and H be the height, and H be the height of the original cylinder, of the original cylinder, of the original cylinder. Okay? Now let us write down the formula for lateral surface area. What is the formula? त्यो cylinder को वरिपरिको मात्रै area कति हुन्छ? That is A is equal to 2 pi RH. That is A is equal to 2 pi RH. Okay? अब यो cylinder कस्तो पाराले चेन्ज हुँदैछ? यहाँ के भन्दैछ? अब जुन चाहिँ नयाँ cylinder छ, त्यो नयाँ cylinder मा radius चाहिँ double हुन्छ भन्दैछ. So you can put R is equal to 2R. You can put R is equal to 2R. अब radius चाहिँ के भयो? Double भयो. Height is halved. Half भनेको आधी हुँदैछ. The H is equal to H by 2 हुँदैछ अब. So height is halved. So what is the lateral surface area now? Let A1 be the lateral surface area, lateral surface area of new cylinder, of new cylinder. The A1 चाहिँ हामीले के सपोज गर्यौं? Let A1 be the lateral surface area of new cylinder. So now let us write down the formula first. A1 is equal to 2 pi RH. Now put the value for R and H. Or A1 is equal to 2 pi remains same. What is R here? It is 2R. And what is H? H by 2. Here also 2 gets cancels. So A1 is equal to 2 pi RH. अब यहाँ के देखें हामीले? A1 र A को भ्यालु त एउटै छ. That is A1 is equal to A. So what is meant by यो A1 को भ्यालु पनि 2 pi RH, यो A को भ्यालु पनि 2 pi RH. That means they are equal. That is A1 is equal to A. That means the lateral surface area will be what? Equal. So A is the correct answer. Okay? So you can write here, therefore the lateral surface area will be equal. Therefore lateral surface area will be equal. Will be equal. So which is the correct option? That is number A. Equal is correct. Therefore equal is correct. That is number A option. That is equal is correct. So I think you have understood it. त आज हामी यी समय गरौँ. त आज हामीले जति पनि प्रब्लम्सहरु गर्यौं यो सबै घरमा रिभिजन गर्नु. That revision will be a homework. Okay? So in the next online class we will do more problems on this objective type of question. Okay? So this much is for today. त अहिले सम्म हामीले जति पनि प्रब्लम्सहरु गरेका छौं सबै घरमा तिमीले राम्रोसँग रिभिजन गर्नु. ठीक छ? त नेक्स्ट अनलाइन क्लासमा म तिमीलाई अझै यस्तै अब्जेक्टिभ टाइप अफ क्वेशन्सहरु देखाउने छु.